Hey guys and gals, I'm going to start this whole bunch of videos for the semester, and we're going to start with a problem from section 2.1, which is about, solving linear equations. This is a pretty typical problem. I'll make these as short as I can, and you can pause it whenever you want. So the properties that we're going to run through basically to solve this, at the end, what you want to be able to tell the entire kingdom is x equals this number, whatever it is. Which number is it? So you can, in beginning algebra, you talk about even, Steven, you got whatever you do to one side, you do to the other and all that. Let's just review what we know. This first move, maybe you can tell me what it is to break out those parentheses. Pause. Do you know it? It's the distributive property. The distributive property is used for different reasons. Here, it's to get rid of parentheses, but in another case, it would be how to factor. So later on when we factor, we use the same property. So we end up with, let's see what we got. We've got 6x plus 4 minus 4x is 5x plus 5 and minus 13. So it's really 2 times 3x is 2 times 3 is 6x, and 2 times 2 is 4, of course. I personally, at this point, like to combine like terms on either side. So the next thing I do is combine terms on either side. I think you know by now that the equal sign is a divisor. There's one world here and another world on the other side, and these two entities equal each other. Well, what we see is that 6x minus 4x, 6 take away 4 is 2x, and then there's still the plus 4. On the other side, we have 5x, but we also have 5 take away 13. I have $5, I lose 13. So the net effect of that is what? Minus 8, right? Okay. Now that we're at this stage, what we want to do is we want to get rid of the x's. One of the x has to disappear. I need to combine them into each other, but I can't cross the equal sign. Instead, what we do next is we do something like, well, how about we, well, I'll do it this way. A lot of people go left to right. They go, well, what if we subtract 5x? Now, I know some of you are going, no, dude, subtract the 2x, and I agree. What we're using here is we're using the addition property of equality on that move. So if I add, or in this case, subtract from the same thing from two entities, they remain equal if they started out equal, okay, is the logic. And so all of this is logical. You end up with a minus 3x plus 4 is minus 8. Then, as you guys kind of know, if I get letters on the left, I want numbers on the right. So we'll go minus 4 to both sides. And in this case, we end up, and that's the same property, addition property. In this case, we subtract it again, right? So we end up with minus 3x is equal to minus, do your numbers right, and let's see if I can write them better. Do your numbers right, minus 8 minus 4 is minus 12. So lastly, in the end, what we do is what? We're going to divide by negative 3 to make a 1 in front of the x, and this is the multiplication property. I know it's division. It's like you're multiplying by negative 1/3 of equality. So it's good to point those things out to you. It's not bogus. There's a reason for it. This is all logical. We end up with an answer of x is equal to a negative divided by a negative is positive. So you get a 4. And then if you wanted, you can check your work after that. That's our first video. Those are the moves, and those are the reasons why we do those moves. It's a pretty typical standard, what we call a linear equation. It doesn't have an x squared. It doesn't have a square root of x. It's just x. Okay, I hope it meets with your approval, and I hope you got the same answer.